Alright everybody, how are you going today? I hope everybody's having a good day. So let's get into this video. So I'm going to talk about what you are going to need, or at least what you should have to be prepared at minimum. So if you haven't gotten into prepping yet, if you're just now getting into prepping, then definitely give this video a listen. So what are you going to need for food? Well, I'm going to say at least have a minimum of 6 months worth of food. I mean, I get it if you're just now getting into it, or if you haven't started yet, you're not going to have 6 months worth of food. If you do, awesome, that's great. But if you don't worry, you can still get food. There's still food on the shelves. Now again, like I said, 6 months worth of food. And guys, just don't be buying just any sort of food on the shelf. Okay, we're gonna need to look at the calories that these foods have as well, and you're gonna need to plan on spending about 3,000 calories a day for an SHTF, especially if it's a hardcore SHTF, because you're gonna be using a lot of energy. So plan on using about 3,000 calories a day. So take that into consideration when you are choosing food for you at the store. So remember, high in calories. Keep that in mind. Now remember, an SHTF event can happen it can go on for a lot longer than just 6 months. Some people would say that 2020 is an SHTF event, and I mean, you wouldn't be wrong necessarily. I mean, it's been shit hit the fan for quite a while. Different things, this year has been really bad, and this year should also have taught a lot of people about prepping, that you should be a prepper. Especially after this year, because guys, let's be honest with ourselves, it's been a shit year. So again, back to the 6 months worth of food at minimum. That's just to get you by. In reality, you should have, I'm gonna be honest, you should have 5 years worth of food. That way you're gonna be good for a while. And the freeze-dried food is good for about 25 years. But guys, you don't want to live on just freeze-dried food alone, and that's expensive as well. So other than just having your minimum 6 months worth of food, you also need, if you are going to have just 6 months worth of food, you're going to need a way to get food as well. So that's going to be hunting, fishing, trapping, gathering, things like that. Now I know there's a lot of people that say, oh, I'm just gonna, I'm not going to stock up food, I'll just go out and hunt if the time comes. I mean, you and a lot of other people are gonna have that mindset, but just remember also, not everyone's gonna know how to hunt. Not everyone's gonna know how to, skin and gut a deer. So keep that in mind when, not everyone's gonna know how to do that. So if you are planning on hunting alongside of stockpiling food, guys, you need to realize that, there is skill that comes in with hunting, and there is skill that you need to be able to skin and gut an animal. You gotta know that you can't puncture the stomach when you're gutting it. You gotta, there's certain things that you can and can't do while you're hunting and skinning and gutting an animal. So remember, there is skill involved with that. So not everyone's gonna be able to do that. Again, fishing. Fishing doesn't take quite as much skill, but anyone can really do it. But it's gonna take a little bit of skill to descale the fish. You're gonna want to candle it. Get any worms out. You gotta know how to cook fish. make it edible, things like that. When it comes to trapping takes a good bit of skill as well. So learn how to trap, learn how to hunt, skin and gut an animal, learn how to fish, descale a fish, cook fish, learn how to trap, if I haven't said that already, learn how to gather food, edible plants. Guys, learn what's poisonous, learn what is not poisonous in your area. Hell, even, 100 miles away from you, learn what's poisonous and what's not poisonous. Learn what is edible. Because you're going to need to use these skills on top of your 6 months worth of food. That way you can stretch out your 6 months worth of food. Maybe make it a year, maybe make it 2 years worth of food. Do whatever you can to extend that life expectancy of your food. Guys, when it comes to firearms and weapons, get whatever is legal in your area. Whatever is legal for you to use. If you live in a state like Texas, like me, we can carry just about anything that we want. We can have just about anything that we want. The only issue I have with my state of Texas is that you need a license to carry, to open carry and conceal carry a handgun. I don't agree with that. You got liberal New Mexico right next door, and they don't need that. They don't need a permit to carry. Texas, you do. Anyways, I just suck it up. Get over it. But if you live in a place like Texas, like I do, get a firearm. Get a handgun. Get the permit to carry the handgun. Keep it loaded. Keep plenty of ammo. Have as much ammo as you possibly can. Now, guys, if you're getting into prepping, if you're just now getting into it, I'm sorry to say, it might be a little too late to stockpile up on ammo, unless you get some obscure weapons. If you got a 9mm or 45, things like that, guys, you're going to be SOL stockpiling. You can find the ammo for it, but it's going to be hard. Go out and get an AK, get an SKS, get something that is chambered in 7.62 by 39, because I have been able to find that ammo quite frequently. If you're just now getting into prepping or thinking about it, don't go with an AR-15. Don't go with something 5.56 or 2.23, because you're not going to be able to find the ammo. It's just way too popular. Stay away from that, at least for now, unless there's a miracle and ammo becomes, ammo becomes plentiful for it. Stay away from 5.56. Stay away from 2.23. Stick with 7.62 by 39. Go with 7.62 by 54R if you're going to go for a long-range rifle. You got the most in the gun. You got the Dragunov. You got the SVT-40. They all take that round. Granted, SVT-40 and the Dragunov are going to be quite expensive. The most in the gun is quite cheap for what it is still. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive than I'd want to pay for one now, but if you're just not getting into it, it's better than nothing. Learn the local laws for your area on weapons, on what's legal, what's not legal, what you can carry, what you can't carry, what you have to do to carry. Definitely learn those laws. And guys, also go out and get a bow or a crossbow. Get some arrows and bolts for them. They're going to be very, very valuable to you. Trust me. Guys, another thing that you need to do right now is learn your area. So take a map or open Google Maps or something. Go on to satellite view and look at your area. Look at your city, your town, wherever you are. Learn all the ways in and out other than the main roads. Study those ways, study those routes, and practice leaving your area through those smaller routes, through those less traveled routes. And that's going to go in with the next thing that you're absolutely going to need, and that's having a bug out plan. So you need to have a bug out plan. Regardless if you're planning on bugging in for almost anything, you still absolutely 100% need a bug out plan. What are you going to do if where you live suddenly becomes way too dangerous to stay there? You know, what if there's 100 people outside your door ready to kick it in and kill you and your family? You need a bug out plan. As unlikely as it may sound, you still need a bug out plan because anything can happen. So learn the ways in and out of your city, your town, neighborhood, whatever. Learn all the back roads. Don't take main streets. Don't take highways. Don't take interstates if you can avoid them. Guys, on your bug out vehicle, you should have a bug out vehicle. I'm not going to say you 100% need a bug out vehicle, but you should definitely have one. And the vehicle you have right now will suffice as long as it runs. And one thing I'm going to recommend on your bug out vehicle that maybe not everyone has thought of is having a tail light kill switch, or taking out your tail lights in general, or covering them up with like Gorilla Tape, seriously thick, heavy tape that's not, light's not going to shine through it. You don't want people to follow your tail lights. Guys, you can drive without headlamps on, but whenever you hit your brakes, those lights are going to come on and people can see them. So keep that in mind. But have a bug out plan. Now guys, before you have a bug out plan, the very first thing that you need right now getting into prepping is a bug out bag. And that's going to be your, I'm getting the hell out of here, minimum, absolute bare minimum of 3 days worth of food, water. It needs to have water purification tablets or filters or something that you can purify water with. It needs to have fire starters. Obviously, it needs to have food and water, ways to purify water, a good knife, a very good knife. You need to have a folding saw, things like that. Possibly a handgun. Just a bag that's going to get you a bare minimum 3 days. So that's 3 days walking. Bare minimum. Absolute bare minimum. You should honestly have 10 days if you can do it in your bug out bag. Guys, you're gonna need this bug out bag just in case if anything goes down. You absolutely need it. I can't stress enough how much you need this bag. You should also have at least 1 or 2 good sized tarps. Guys, you can use these tarps to make tents, shelter. You can use it to use as a floor so you don't have to sleep on the ground. Guys, it should also have a good bit of heavy duty rope, wires, things like that. You should have a paper map of your area if possible, topographical map if possible. Now guys, you should also definitely learn the waterways in your area, because waterways can be one of the better ways to bug out, especially if you don't have a vehicle. So the main thing that you need to do while bugging out or making your bug out plan is to not take the main roads. Don't take big roads, and if you can, take waterways if possible, but learn those waterways beforehand. So you maybe take a hiking trip up and down the waterways, boating trip up and down them. Learn them. Also, you can use railroad tracks. However, be careful when using these, because other people will definitely think of using these railways as well. So guys, I'm going to end this video with one last note, and that is, please, for your sake, get in a MAG or start a MAG, a mutual assistance group. These are going to be people that you trust with your life. Okay? These aren't going to be your acquaintances. These are going to be good people that you know that are good people that you can trust with your life. Because if you, heaven forbid, you do have to bug out, you do not want to go lone wolf. Guys, you know, people can argue lone wolf can survive. You know, I've been quoted on, you know, Japanese soldiers that have gone 20 plus years by themselves. Because do you really want isolation like that? And you know, if you are found eventually, who's to say they're not going to be marauders that are going to, you know, kill you and take everything you have? Because you're one person against a bunch. So get a MAG, a mutual assistance group. Make friends with other preppers. Make friends with people who know what they're doing. Because these people can be invaluable to you. You're going to want to have these people around. You're going to want to, in case of severe SHTF, let's say grid down, WROL, TEOTWAWKI, whatever the fuck it's going to be. Let's say it's like the Walking Dead style, you know, not necessarily zombies, but, you know, the world is like that now, let's say. You know, learn from these shows, because even unrealistic as they are, they still do prove a point, and that's people need people. People make villages, people make towns, because, you know, we rely on other people to help us out. Anyways, guys, this video is going on way too long now, I think. If you're still with me, thank God for you. I really appreciate it. Now, please consider liking and subscribing, sharing. You know, it helps with the algorithm, helps me, helps my channel grow. You know, drop some comments, suggestions, you know, all that good stuff. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end it here. Y'all have a good one.